Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the Audit and Finance Committee Budget Report for the 2023 tentative annual budget. I would like right now to have our majority counsel take attendance, please.
Sure, Madam Chairwoman. Ms. Willingham?
Present.
Peter?
Here.
Bergdorf?
Here.
Clay?
Here.
Grimm?
Here.
Mr. Ray Joyce is excused. Ms. Lakakis? Here. Mayo?
Here.
And Mr. Brewski is excused. 7 present, Madam Chairwoman.
Thank you very much. Right now, I would like to acknowledge that we do have Mr. Ward here, and we also have our minority leader, Frank Moriello, and the chairman of the legislature, Mr. Andrew Joyce. Thank you very much. All right, so now, Matt?
Madam Chair, I would recommend, very simply, since at the previous increased additions and decreases, anything that is not highlighted in members' packets have been previously approved, so that anything we're going through, all motions would just be on the yellow differentiated items instead of going through everything individually.
Thank you. Rebecca, first motion.
Item 1 is adoption of the Albany County budget for fiscal year 2023.
Mr. Ford.
First agency changing is the Sheriff's Department, a total sum of 4 transactions, a commander, temporary helpline, and 2 Social Security lines. The commander position initially submitted at $112,000 is being revised to $110,659. A new temporary help amount is being asked to increase by $40,090. And Social Security is being added for $15,835 to effectuate the total .1s for the 3110 account, and an additional $612 for the $8,000 increase requested for the budget analyst at the jail.
Thank you. Yeah, if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion if there are no questions, Madam Chair.
Second.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. We now move on to the Veterans Bureau.
Veteran Bureau account 6510 includes 1 change to special programs for an additional amount of $10,000. The $10,000 is to effectuate a Hometown Heroes program.
Any questions?
Madam Chair, if there are no questions.
Yeah, I have, Madam Chair. Do they already have a Hometown Heroes? They already have a Hometown Heroes, or is this something they're adding out as new?
So they don't operate a Hometown Heroes program at the county level. Typically, it's operated by the municipalities. This would allow us to do a countywide Hometown Heroes program.
And the reason for the money, usually you give somebody a certificate or something. What is the money used for in such a program?
It's usually and typically used to honor fallen heroes in the form of a flag, other implements similar to that would be, establishing a monument of sorts, maybe a flag on a pole, maybe within a park setting. There'd be, some monument to the fallen hero.
Okay, thank you.
You got it.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I'll make a motion on this.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter. I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Mr. Riley, I see you in the back. Would you mind coming to the table?
I can do that now. I didn't realize there was going to be any questions for me.
Thank you very much. All right, we will now move on to the Board of Elections. Mr. Ford.
Board of Elections, account 1450, includes 3 transactions. It is the augmenting or increasing salaries for 2 labor positions at a total of $42.96 apiece, and an additional amount of $657 to account for Social Security or payroll taxes.
Any questions?
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion to move this.
I got a motion. I got a second from Mr. Bergdorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. We will now move on to the legislature.
The legislature account 1010 includes a total of 8 items, an increase to salary for 2 positions, a reclass of one position from a policy analyst part-time to a policy analyst full-time minority. The $250,000 transfer to support the Albany County Alliance, our chief economic engine for the county, and an increase of $30,000 to temporary help, and $8,602 for effectuation of the salary changes included thereabout. It also includes a technical change to the second to the last line, which currently reads A1011 and should read A1010. That would need to be changed before sending out of the committee.
Madam Chair, if there are no further changes, I'd make a motion.
And I would just note that this motion should include for the policy analyst minority full-time position, a line number of 12554 and a position code number of 001.
I would like to amend that motion to include that change.
Thank you very much. So I got a motion, I got a second.
I have a question.
Oh, Mr. Gack.
You said this is for the Albany Alliance, the fees for services,
That is correct.
and I think it's great that we, support our economic development projects around, but I think we also should talk about, in the future maybe, about some childcare, because the more that we develop places for people to work, the less places we have for them to put their children all day long with all the wind power that's coming downtown. We should really be planning further ahead and see what we can do to help. I hope our nursing home is very successful and that opens in a couple of years, but as you see, it takes a long time to get those things up and running. So to start from scratch with limited real estate, I think we're going to be in trouble if we don't start thinking about that. So just wanted to share that thought I had.
Okay. All right, so I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Bergdorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much. Now we were on to revenue, is that correct?
Revenue, we across various accounts have a total of 5 transactions that serve to balance out the increases previously discussed. We have a total of $30,000 from the ALS insurance reimbursement account, $176,995 coming out of the E911 surcharge, a total of $6,088 from municipal police training reimbursement, excuse me, a total of $100,000 coming from the recreational marijuana local excise tax, and a total of $18,325 coming from medical marijuana aid.
Any questions? Yes.
Yeah, Madam Chair, a question about the emergency telephone surcharge. That was in our previous meeting, we talked about that. So why is it now in the yellow line? Didn't
I
we
believe
already
in the
have-
previous meeting, it was included at a different amount. And I'll show you what it was. The amount just changed, that's the short answer as to why it's not included. So the previous amount was $178,995, and now that's being changed to $176,995.
Oh, okay.
So that's the reason for the
It's
change.
just changing the estimate, the minor change in the estimate?
That's all.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much.
Madam Chair, do you want me to take this one line at a time?
Preferably.
Okay. I would make a motion to move the ALS insurance reimbursement.
I'll second.
Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Gackis. All right, all those in favor?
Aye. Madam Chair, if there are no further questions,
Okay, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion to approve the emergency telephone surcharge.
I'll second.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Mr. Gackis. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, now,
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I make a motion to approve the municipal police training reimbursement of $6,088.
Second.
oh, okay. Okay, I got a motion from Mr. Peter on the municipal claim training. Need a
Just
second?
a second.
Oh, I got a second from Mr. Clay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion from Ms. Lakakis,
On,
Recreation Bureau.
yes, 1310.
I would second that.
Okay.
Mr. Berger,
I
Madam.
just have a quick question. Obviously, I will support this, but how do we come up with $100,000 in 2023? I mean, this is obviously an estimate, right? Because it's based upon a formula for how many folks get up and running and actually make sales.
Can I speak to that, Madam Chair? So our initial estimates specifically for the recreational were based on a formula that the state put out in their budget. We basically backed into a percentage based on our population versus the state population. We gave a pro rata of their initial estimates. At that point, when we released the budget, they were not looking to have any recreational stores open until about the second quarter of 2023. Since that has happened, the state has announced that stores will most likely be open before the end of 2022, so it just accelerates.
Okay, so what is just out of curiosity, what is the total number? So we're adding 100,000 to something.
I believe the initial was less than 50.
So it was at 50, we're adding an additional 50. Right?
This would be an out of 100, hold on.
When they add up 100, so we'll go to 150. Is
Yeah.
it, what do we ultimately think a year will be, or don't we?
Eventually,
Yeah.
you're probably going to be in the millions. It wouldn't surprise me if this breaks $1 million.
Okay.
It's going to take, when you look at how much we're making on the medical alone, it wouldn't, we're basically trying to look at a similar trajectory.
Just trying to figure out how you got to this 100 plus the 50 that was in the back.
Yep.
Yep.
I think it's just
No problem.
I make a second to Ms.
Yeah,
Okay.
Madam
Trustee Grimm?
Chair, to clarify, it's 100,000 total, right?
No, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It was 50 included in the initial.
Now it's
budget,
150.
And now it would be 150
An
with this.
additional 100,000. Okay, now a question for Commissioner Riley. How much, when someone buys this marijuana, how much tax is it? It's sales tax? What exactly is the tax on
I
that?
would have to get back to you with the breakdown. It's not a straightforward, like 3% of the sale. It's different taxations at different levels.
It's not like buying some item at a store. There's some other taxes involved that typically are
Yeah,
not.
so let me get back to you with the actual breakdown of it.
Yeah.
Telephone.
All right, thank you, Mr. Graham. If there are no other questions, I entertain a motion.
I have made a motion.
And I would second Ms. Lakakis's motion.
Okay, I got a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous, thank you very much.
Madam Chair, if there are no further questions, I would make a motion on medical marijuana aid at $18,325.
I would second that motion. Just gonna sneeze.
I got a,
I made the motion, and Ms. Lakakis seconded.
I'm sorry,
Also
trying to
bless you.
sneeze.
Okay, take your time, no rush.
I got a motion from Mr. Peter, I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor? Opposed? Unanimous.
Item 2.
Okay, I want to thank everyone before we adjourn.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry, we have one more. Okay,
Item 2 is appropriation of the amounts contained in the 2023 Albany County budget.
excuse me, I'm sorry, Mr. Ward, I'm so sorry.
I'm just curious, and I may have missed this earlier, but the number for the proposed budget rate, what is that?
So all of these numbers that are contained at the bottom are really the Budget Geeks version of just keeping the score as to making sure we didn't alter anything from what the county executive had put in his budget. So the proposed budget rate, as the county executive had put it, has proposed his budget 3.17. It has remained at 3.17 as
Remains the
effectively. It remains the same. As you can see, the top number here, which is the difference number, is the most important number, which effectively says there is no dollar difference between what we are passing here tonight versus what the county executive presented to us in October.
Very good.
Okay?
Very good. All right, so now we are on to, you already read the, okay. I need a motion.
If there are no questions on the appropriation amounts, I would make a motion on that, Madam Chair.
I got a
So it's
motion
gonna be
and I got a
different.
second. All those in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Unanimous. Thank you very much. I want to thank the committee very much for all of the work, you know, that you have put forward. Even the other members of the legislature who may not be here tonight, we had a very, very, very good attendance as far as all of the hearings were concerned. And I just want to commend the executive's office too for, you know, a great budget.
Thank you, ma'am. It was great working with you guys.
All right, then I'll
I make a
entertain.
motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute, hold on. Chairman, you got anything you want to say?
I want to congratulate you, Deputy Chairwoman, and Chair of this committee, on the fine work that you have done to lead us to this point. This is a good budget, it's an important budget that sees our way out of the pandemic and into a new era of post-pandemic for Albany County, hopefully an era of prosperity and goodness for everybody. You did a wonderful job, our staff has done a wonderful job, majority staff, our budget director, Eric Ford, and all of our committee members have done fantastic work. There's been a lot of meetings. It's been a grueling schedule that you put together, but an important one, and we appreciate everyone's participation and good work here. So congratulations.
Mr. Bergdorf.
Once again, I'd like to thank everybody for their cooperation and working together. I think it was very good. Can you just highlight, or Eric highlight for us, what the next steps are? I think we're December 5th. We have a public hearing on what we...
No public hearing, we've
No
had
public
public
hearing.
hearing.
We're just gonna-
We move it to the floor.
We move
on
it to
December
the floor
5th
for an up or down vote.
Yep, to vote
December
on what's
5th.
being passed out of committee tonight, and unless and then it goes to the executive after that, and that's it.
Mr. Bergdorf, did you want a few more meetings?
No.
No, I underscore grueling.
And then we have our regular meeting on the 12th.
No.
The 19th. That was a misprint in a budget document, I believe. The original schedule read December 19th, that is correct.
Okay. All right, so that one we can delete, the one on the 12th.
Do it.
That is correct.
Always good to delete.
So any other questions? Yes,
I was
Mr.
just
Baker.
wondering, are the Republicans on board? Have you heard from any of your members that they're going to vote against this or anything? Because I would just like to get, if they have any questions, we could bring it up before.
I would defer to our minority.
We're good. You're good, okay. Thanks.
You want to make a statement, Ms. Morio?
No, I think it's interesting just watching the whole process with the budget, and the county executive gave us a good budget to begin with, and then from there we just took it and tweaked it, and I think we made it a little bit better. No, it's a very good process, and it's a long process, but it's a lot of work and a lot of time, and it's tedious, but we get it done. So no, I think it's great. We have no issues with it.
Well, Madam Chair, I've indicated what I thought about my differences were. This is not a budget I would write, but I think it's due to a lot of hard work. I think we're going to have a good vote come December 5th.
Very good, very good. All right. 2 seconds, what'd you say?
So I had motion to close, so we just need a second.
Okay, so I got a motion from Mr. Peter.
I second.
I got a second from Ms. Lakakis. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? All right, good.
Thank you.